I really do feel like one of the craziest things about life is the fact that it doesn't usually test you with ease. It tests you with chaos. It may test you with certain people leaving your life that you may have always wanted around you. It may test you with financial hardships, losing friends, or any type of hardship in general. But it's not necessarily about the storm. It's about how you react to the storm. And the thing that we don't often realize when we're going through the storm is the fact that it's molding us into the version of ourselves that we 100% need to be in order to walk through life confidently in the future. And I feel like anybody can be calm when it's quiet, when things are going your way, when you feel like everything is just working in your favor. But the moment that something shifts, the moment that something happens that's out of the ordinary, that's when your true character is going to be tested. You don't find out who you are during your comfortable points in life. You find out who you are during the moments where you don't necessarily know how things are going to turn out, but you decide to face it rather than run from it. And the thing about this life that we're all living is the fact that nothing's promised. Not too long ago, probably like a week ago, I lost my brother, and he was very young, and this was very unfortunate for me and my family. But I say that to say that you just never know when your time is. And this prompted me to be put in a headspace where, we really got to start taking advantage of the life that we have. We got to start living. We got to start doing the things that make us feel whole. Because at the end of the day, we all have a time where we're not going to be here anymore. But whatever it is that you may be going through right now, it's nothing more than preparation meant to prepare you for that next season of your life that's coming. And if you view it as such, it's going to be much easier for you to get through anything. That's why it's so important to understand the concept of detachment, learning that each and everything that exists in this world is eventually all going to fade away. Whether it's people, whether it's materialistic items, anything, it's going to perish at some point, right? So just understand that concept. We're all on borrowed time, meaning that we need to enjoy things while we can. We need to enjoy people while we can. We need to do our best to live our lives to the fullest while we can. But one thing that I learned about any type of hardship that you may face is the fact that your reaction to that storm is going to determine how long you stay in it. The way that you initially feel, if you break down, if you stay grounded, these things are going to determine how long it's going to take for that storm to pass. This doesn't mean that you shouldn't grieve. This doesn't mean that you shouldn't, express yourself in a way that releases all of the negativity that you may be faced with. It's just understanding the fact that it's okay to feel, it's okay to grieve, but you have to let go. You have to allow time to take its course. You have to allow life to be life, and for you to simply just move on and continue to live while you can. The hardship that you're faced with is not going to last forever. The financial hardships that you may be faced with, whether you lost a family member or anything that you could be possibly going through, all of those things will pass in due time. But the longer that you sit and ponder on things that you simply do not have control over anymore, the longer it's going to take up space in your head. It's going to be harder for you to walk away from it. And one thing that I will say that I personally love about hardships is the fact that it's not personal. Just because you're going through a rough patch or something happens that's inconvenient does not mean that this is like a personal attack on your life. The moment that we stop taking things personal, the hard times, the quicker we'll be able to snap out of it and move on. It's nothing more than an opportunity for you to level up, whether that's mentally, whether that's spiritually or physically. Because me personally, losing my brother brought me closer to God. I'm doing things like trying to attend church, something that I never really felt comfortable doing. So it's the fact that you never really understand what God's doing beneath the surface. It all may seem surface level at first. The pain, the heartache, the hard times. But you have to use anything that you can to your advantage. Yes, that includes the rough days. That includes the times where you may not feel like doing something because things may not be going your way. But they can all flip and work in your favor if you allow them to. You have to get spiritually aligned. You have to get mentally and physically aligned with what it is that you want out of life, because this is the only way that doors are going to open for you. The thing is, they may take a little longer. Do not put a time frame on certain things. Give yourself the grace, but you do have to one day see it through and move on and continue to proceed with your life. And I feel like so many people don't understand that chaos is not what breaks you. It's your resistance that does. It's okay to go through things, but what it's not okay to do is run from them because they persist. The further you move away, the longer they're going to be there. And at some point, you're going to have to face it. And then that ties into having emotional discipline, which doesn't mean that you avoid the storms. It just means that you allow yourself to be anchored in them. Through any type of tough time or experience that you may face, you need to stay grounded. You never know who's looking up to you. You never know who needs you. You may have a mom, a dad, somebody that's relying on you to be strong and carry the family. You have to set their overall purpose and goal on something that's much larger than just yourself. When you do this, it'll make it a lot easier for you to gather your thoughts, gather your feelings, and keep going. It'll make it a lot easier for you to persist, understanding that people are genuinely relying on you to be strong, to be brave, to be courageous. Understanding that most people don't drown in the storms. They drown in panic. They drown because when something comes up, they get anxious. They start making sporadic decisions, and then they end up in a position where they have to not only deal with the consequences of the hardship, but now they're bad decisions. And that's just too much weight to carry at times like this. You have to stay grounded. Whatever it is that you need to do, go on walks, go to the gym, make money, go to work, pray, implement these things into your daily schedule, and I guarantee you will find some sort of peace in whatever storm that you're going through, but it is not going to last forever. And that's just a friendly reminder to you. It may seem like it at this very moment. Yeah, it always does when you're going through something. It's never a pleasant feeling, but what's going to be a good feeling is you knowing that you didn't stop and panic, knowing that you kept going, knowing that you were able to see it through no matter how hard things seemed in that very moment. And the last thing that I want to leave with y'all, man, is the fact that you cannot pray for strength and expect to not work out. When you ask God for something, you have to be aligned with what you're asking for, or else it's just a contradiction. Your actions are not going to match your words. So if you're asking him for strength to persevere, or if you're asking him to get you through this storm, you got to understand that there's going to be work that needs to be done. It may have to be you going to therapy. It may have to be you facing, your long life traumas that you may have had from a child. These are all things that just simply need to be done in order for you to overcome it. But he's going to be there walking you through the entire process. Just have some faith. Understand that you're not alone. It may seem like it. Yes, it does for a lot of people. Eliminate the victim mindset and just keep it going. And I promise you, at some point, you will feel better. But if you made it to the end of the video, I just want to say thank you so much. It's your boy Blue Jay Take. Drop a like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.